Hello lovies, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, click on the subscribe button and join the family. This is the New Me channel, which is all about motivation, lifestyle, self, and relationships. We are currently chest deep into the self-love series, which is all about being your own reason to smile. It is about designing your life and creating your own happiness. Today I'm here with episode 6 of the series, and it is all about self-forgiveness. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Are you ready? Let's go. Sometimes as people, we tend to be too hard on ourselves. We punish ourselves for the wrong choices and mistakes that we have made. Taking responsibility for our actions is a big part of learning and growing, but be careful not to cripple yourself with guilt and self-criticism. We live and learn. I have to say, self-forgiveness is not about removing yourself from the situation or giving yourself a pass for untoward behavior or action. It is about recognizing and accepting your shortcomings and faults and showing yourself compassion. The essence of self-forgiveness is self-kindness. Self-forgiveness is important and necessary for your emotional health and peace of mind, because the more you heal, the more you see yourself clearly, the good and the bad. And in this clarity, you will be able to recognize how you have harmed yourself and others, and you can get started on making amends. It is not always easy to forgive yourself. In fact, it is easier to forgive other people than it is to forgive yourself, because they are outside of your entity and your mind. It is especially difficult for people that are prone to rumination, which makes it easy to dwell on negative feelings, keeping you stuck in a rut. And this type of catastrophic thinking will definitely not be a walk in the park to get out of. Letting go is the key. It will also, without a doubt, be difficult for those people that are not ready for change. True self-forgiveness necessitates a genuine change in the destructive behaviors and patterns that you need to forgive yourself for. And because some people may not be ready for that change, they engage in pseudo-forgiveness where they overlook things. This is detrimental to mental health in the long run, because, as I have mentioned, true self-forgiveness is predicated on remorse and modification of harmful behavior. I'm not sitting here saying self-forgiveness is easy. I'm saying it is worth it. It brings with it better mental health and emotional well-being. It brings more positivity and healthier connections and relationships with people. There's some research that has actually shown that self-compassion is tied with high levels of success, productivity, focus, and concentration. This, of course, makes sense because it leaves you in a good mental space. As hard as it may be, it still needs to be done. And I have for you a few tips to help you get started. Tip number 1 is self-awareness and understanding. You need to accept yourself for who you are without judgment for the things you have done. And you need to get to the root cause of those things. You might be addicted to sex, alcohol, drugs, or food because you have past traumas, or maybe you're trying to cope with fear or anxiety, or maybe you're lacking in self-esteem. You might also be cheating or abusive to your partner because you have suffered abuse yourself and still have a lot of unprocessed anger. Understanding these things will make it easier for you to have compassion on yourself. And of course, you need to seek help. Tip number 2 is you're human. Remember that. It's important to remember that you are human. You are imperfect. You make mistakes. You learn and grow from them. We are infallible, and wrong choices and feelings of regret are inevitable. So rather than tormenting yourself with guilt and shame, understand this truth and be kind to yourself. The truth is, who we are, how we think, and how we behave is inextricably entwined with other people and events. You are not who you are by chance. The people around you and the events of your life from birth to date have molded you into the being you are today. You are a product of countless factors, so you shouldn't take things too personal, and you shouldn't be too critical of yourself. These are the cards you have been dealt. Now play the game. Tip number 3 is to earn your forgiveness. As I said, you do not get a pass. You have to earn your forgiveness. You need to admit the wrong that you have done and the harm that you have caused. And then you need to ponder and think about the harmful effects of your action or inaction. Then you need to apologize to the relevant party, and that apology needs to include a statement of regret and you taking full responsibility for your action. And you need to be willing to do whatever it takes to remedy the situation. And once that's done, you stop punishing yourself. Tip number 4 is to ask for God's forgiveness. Forgiveness is a process and it is not an easy one. You will not be able to do it alone. So you need to seek God's forgiveness. It will give you incomparable peace, and it will also give you the strength that you need to see yourself through the necessary steps you need to take in order to modify your harmful behavior. Tip number 5 and the last one for today is what's done is done. That's a nicer and more compassionate way of saying it is what it is. One question you need to ask yourself to help you move on is, can anything be done to change what happened? The answer will always be no, because we're not time travelers. It is in the past. Life happens exclusively in the present. So let go of the past and be in the now. That is the question you need to ask yourself whenever you feel stuck with a bad move, bad decision, or bad word that you have said. Remember, forgiveness is a choice. So choose to forgive yourself. Grant yourself that opportunity for healing and peace. I have to love and leave you, but with a quote from the Dalai Lama, and it says, we can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. There you have it, the end of the episode today. This is the self-love series, Be Your Own Reason to Smile. It is the day after Christmas. I hope you had a blissful, joyful December 25th. We have a few days remaining of 2021, and I hope that you are ready for the next season. We have one more episode remaining to conclude the self-love series. This is the New Me channel. Thank you for joining me. I have to love and leave you. Remember to stay hydrated and mind your business.